You've seen strong animals before. Lions, gorillas, elephants. But what if I told you that one of the strongest creatures on Earth is actually smaller than your fingernail? This isn't a fantasy. It's the story of a creature so powerful, it can lift over 1,000 times its own body weight. That's the equivalent of a human hoisting 6 double-decker buses. Meet the dung beetle, nature's unassuming super athlete. It doesn't just survive in harsh conditions, it dominates them with sheer, unmatched strength. At first glance, a dung beetle doesn't look impressive. It's small, round, and spends most of its life rolling balls of, well, dung. But what it lacks in elegance, it more than makes up for in power. Scientists have measured the strength of various beetle species, and one, Ornithophagus taurus, shattered all expectations. This tiny insect can pull 1,141 times its own body weight. That's like a 150-pound person dragging a blue whale across the ground. It's a feat no other land animal can match. So how can something so small be so strong? The secret lies in scaling laws, the physics of size. Smaller animals have more muscle mass relative to their weight, and their muscles don't have to fight against gravity as much as ours do. But the beetle takes this principle to an extreme. Its entire body is a fortress of biological engineering. Dense exoskeleton, interlocking plates, and muscles packed tighter than any mammal's. Each limb is designed not for speed, but for leverage. The beetle's legs act like crowbars, using long leverage arms to multiply force far beyond what its tiny muscles could normally produce. It's nature's perfect example of mechanical advantage. But this strength isn't just for show, it's for survival. Dung beetles use their power to roll and bury balls of dung, which serve as both food and nursery for their young. They'll spend hours pushing a ball many times their size across the landscape, fending off rivals, and digging tunnels to store their prize. It's a test of endurance, strategy, and raw force, and the beetle always wins. They even roll their balls in straight lines using the Milky Way as a guide. Yes, scientists prove that dung beetles can navigate by the stars. Think about that, a tiny insect guided by the cosmos, pushing a ball of dung across the desert with the strength of a superhero. In laboratory tests, scientists tried to understand what makes this beetle so incredibly strong. They discovered that males who fight for mates develop larger neck muscles than any other beetle species. When competing for females, these beetles lock horns, literally, and wrestle underground in narrow tunnels. The males with the greatest pulling strength win the right to mate. In evolutionary terms, strength equals survival. This constant selection pressure shaped the dung beetle into a powerhouse, every generation stronger than the last. Let's break down the beetle's build. Exoskeleton. The hard outer shell isn't just armor, it's part of the beetle's muscle system. It provides rigid anchor points for internal muscles, like a built-in weightlifting frame. Leg design. Each leg has multiple joints that can rotate and lock, allowing maximum torque. Muscle density. Insect muscle fibers are much denser than mammalian ones, capable of exerting tremendous force with minimal energy. Shape. The beetle's compact, rounded body gives it stability. No wasted motion, no imbalance. In engineering terms, it's a biological bulldozer. To measure their strength, scientists devised an experiment. Attach a thread to the beetle's body, link it to weights, and see how much it can pull. The results were astonishing. Even the smallest beetles pulled 200 times their body weight. The largest individuals crossed 1,000 times, a record no vertebrate has ever come close to. In the insect world, this is like discovering a champion athlete that can lift skyscrapers. It's proof that strength isn't about size, it's about design. But strength alone doesn't make a champion. It's how the beetle uses it. Male dung beetles fight for tunnels using their horns, shoving and flipping their opponents with precision and ferocity. A single beetle can throw another of equal size completely out of a burrow, using sheer brute force. Imagine two armored tanks colliding head-on. That's what happens in the soil every night. Their battles are so intense that scientists study them to understand biomechanics of combat in nature. How evolution optimizes power, grip, and balance for close-quarters fighting. What makes the beetle even more incredible is its energy economy. Unlike large mammals that tire quickly, beetles can perform Herculean feats for hours without rest. They don't have lungs like ours. Instead, oxygen diffuses through tiny tubes called tracheae, delivering fuel straight to every cell. It's a system evolved for continuous, unstoppable motion. Engineers and biologists now study beetles to inspire better machines. Their body structure has influenced the design of robots gripping claws and load-bearing materials. By studying how a beetle's exoskeleton distributes pressure, scientists have learned new ways to build lighter, stronger armor and vehicles. Nature, as it turns out, is still the best engineer. The dung beetle doesn't look heroic. It doesn't roar, it doesn't run, and it doesn't fly far. But what it represents is something universal. Quiet, relentless strength. While other animals chase power through aggression, this beetle earns it through persistence. Every night across deserts and grasslands you can find one pushing its heavy load, alone, unstoppable, uncomplaining. It's a symbol of determination, of work that seems thankless but sustains the cycle of life itself. Because as it rolls that ball of dung, it's also fertilizing the soil, feeding plants, and keeping ecosystems alive. It's strength with purpose, and purpose with strength. So the next time you see a beetle crawling through the dirt, don't underestimate it. Inside that tiny shell is more power than any animal its size should ever have. It may not look like much, but it carries the weight of its world on its back. And if there's one lesson this incredible insect teaches us, it's this. True strength isn't measured by size. It's measured by what you're willing to carry, no matter how heavy it gets.